Hey, what's up, YouTube? So today we're going to be going over some cards that I picked up at a local card show back in February. But before we get started, I just wanted to give you a reminder that if you like the video, go ahead and like it and subscribe to my channel and click the bell too so that you can be updated when I post new videos. So, like I said, back in February, we went to this card show here locally. My dad came with me. He happened to be in town for the weekend, so he came with me to the show. And going into the show, I had about a $250 budget was what I was planning on spending at the show. And my dad was obviously looking for some 1962 tops for his collection. So my hope going into the show is that I'd be able to find one vintage card in the $250 range that I could pick up. So when we got to the show, we walked around the show mostly looking for my dad's 62 tops, and we were able to find him some. He got a good handful of cards there, so that was pretty cool. Once we got his cards, we had already kind of walked around the whole show, so I had noticed at that point that there was no real vintage cards that had caught my eye that were going to be in my price range. One thing about these local card shows is that there's not a ton of vintage there. There's lots and lots of modern cards at these shows. There's unopened hobby boxes, that type of thing, but not a ton of vintage. So we had walked around the show, nothing had really caught my eye. So I walked around one more time, just trying to see what I was mostly interested in, and I ended up again didn't find any vintage that I was really interested in my price range that caught my eye, but ended up at a table back in the back corner, and it wasn't there weren't a ton of people at that table when I walked up to that table. But what caught my eye when I walked up to the table is they had some cool Hall of Fame rookie cards sitting on out on the table for pretty decent prices. So that's what originally caught my eye. And so I stopped at this table and I started flipping through a box he had on the table and got into some Mike Trout cards in that box. And the guy said, "Oh, are you looking at those Mike Trouts? Those are all $1 a piece." So as you guys know, Mike Trout's my favorite player, and so it's pretty hard for me to pass up Mike Trouts for $1 a piece. And so I picked out a few of those ones that caught my eye, and so we'll go ahead and start with those ones. So the first card I'm going to show is a 2019 Prism Lumber Ink Mike Trout card. Pretty cool card. And again, just hard for me to pass these up for a buck. So went ahead and grabbed that one. The next one here is a 2019 Topps Holiday Mike Trout. So pretty good looking card. One thing about the more recent cards, I haven't opened a lot of hobby boxes or packs here recently. This is a 2019 Bowman Platinum. So I haven't opened a ton of boxes or packs here recently because I've kind of been trying to save up for singles instead. So that was one thing that was nice about these is I can pick up some of these more recent Trouts that I didn't already have. Here's a 2018. This is a Gypsy Queen Tarot of the Diamond Mike Trout card. So I really like the Tarot of the Diamonds. I have quite a few of these nice looking cards. So grab that one. So yeah, a lot of these more recent ones, it's nice to get these and fill in gaps in my set. So this is a 2014 Bowman Platinum, and it's a gold Mike Trout, as you can see. So that's a pretty cool card. Again, $1. I looked this one up. It looks like this one had some sales for like 10 to 15. So those are pretty good to get for $1. Here's a 2014 Bowman Mike Trout. Go through a lot of these dollar Trouts quickly. Here's a 2014 Topps Mike Trout. Some of these I already have. The 14 Bowman, this one I already had, but they're earlier Mike Trouts, and again, hard for me to pass up Trouts for $1. This one's a 2021 Topps. It's the 52 Redux. So, fight the glare there. But yeah, pretty nice looking card there. One I didn't have. Again, another more recent one that I didn't have. Here's a 2019 Donruss. And as far as like the Panini and the Donruss ones, I don't have a ton of those. I don't really open a lot of Panini and Donruss just because they're not licensed. But yeah, if I can grab them for $1, Mike Trout's, I'll do it. It's a cool one. Here's the 2018. This is the 1983 insert, which I really like. I like those 2018-83 inserts. They're nice looking. Here's a 2013. This is a Gypsy Queen Sliding Stars. Really like the Gypsy Queens there. Nice looking cards. So, Gypsy Queen insert. Pretty neat. Here's a 2018 Donruss. Mike Trout, blue. Cool one. Here's a 2016 Gypsy Queen walk-off winner. That's a cool insert set, a really cool idea for insert set in my opinion, so pretty neat. And another one, I think I already have one of these, but definitely was gonna grab it for $1. Here's just a 2016 Gypsy Queen, Mike Trout. Here's a 2020 Donruss, orange. Mike Trout. For $1. Here's a 2016. This is the Archives. It's the 65th anniversary rookie reprint. So, cool looking card. Reprint of his rookie. The guy did make sure I knew when I was buying them that this was a reprint. So, which of course I did, but pretty cool. Pretty cool card. For $1. Here's a 2021. This is the Topps 92 Redux. Cool one. Here's a 2021 Donruss. And this is his mask variation. So pretty cool card there. This is the 2016 Topps 500 Home Run Futures Club insert. This is one I don't think I had. So, grab this one for $1. Pretty neat one. And then the last one of the $1 Trouts was this 2016 Stadium Club. Mike Trout. Always been a big fan of the Stadium Club and the photos that they use for the Stadium Club set, so pretty neat one. So then as I was grabbing a bunch of the dollar Trouts, another guy walked up as I was grabbing some of those, and he grabbed at least one of the Hall of Fame rookie cards that I was looking at, and I hadn't grabbed those first, which is my own fault. And so that one was kind of sitting kind of a little bit in front of me, and the guy kind of walked up and was kind of like looking over my shoulder, and then he kind of like reached around and grabbed that, and so that kind of gave me a heads up, hey, I better I better get all the cards grabbed that I want off the table. So these next ones are all the cards that were sitting on the table. Some of them, a lot of them are Hall of Fame rookies, and then some of them are just, you know, more recent cards that are in demand of higher demand players and better players of recent cards. So this next one is a 2020 Bowman Chrome. This is the Bowman Scouts Top 100, Bobby Witt Jr. And a lot of these I don't know how much I necessarily paid for, because he didn't give me like a breakout per card on these. This is of course a 2020 Topps Bo Bichette, which I already have a few of these, obviously in PSA 10 that you guys saw in the recent video, but grabbed another one. This is 2020 Donruss Orange Bo Bichette, and that one does have a price on it. So you get a price of $5 on that one, so that's a Bo Bichette rookie orange, $5. So again, that one I had, so grab that one off the table. Then 87 Topps Bo Jackson rookie for $3. So grab that one. Pretty good shape. The one that got grabbed as I was looking at the Trouts was a Roger Clemens rookie that I didn't have. So yeah, that kind of got me grabbing these ones that I had already looked at and kind of picked out for myself. So the next one is obviously an 89 Donruss Griffey rated rookie for a price of $8 on it. And I'm not sure if I necessarily paid the full price on these, again, because he kind of gave me a price for for everything. So but I'm assuming I paid pretty close to the prices that are on the card. So this is a 87 Topps Barry Bonds. Pretty good shape. A little off center left to right, but '17 Topps Judge rookie. Obviously, this show was back in February, so when we went to this show, baseball was still in the lockout. So definitely different prices back then as well. This is a 2011 Bowman Topps 100, Freddie Freeman. And at this point, Freddie Freeman hadn't signed with the Dodgers yet, and so I knew that he was talking to a lot of other teams other than the Braves, and Yankees among them. So I grabbed this one, assuming that it might increase in value depending on where he ended up. Here's a 2011 Bowman's Brightest Freddie Freeman. Cool card. Here's a 2010 Bowman Platinum Purple Freddie Freeman. I have this purple Mike Trout 2010 Bowman Platinum in a purple, so, and I've always liked that one, so I saw this Freddie Freeman sitting there, so I grabbed that one. But yeah, really neat card. '18 Topps Update, Shohei Ohtani. This is his rookie debut. And this card's kind of in demand. He's batting in this card, and in a lot of his rookie cards he's pitching. So this, even though this card is a rookie debut, it has more value than you would kind of think at first glance, because he's batting in this one. So I think a lot of collectors like that one because he's hitting in that one. Here's an 87 Donruss Bo Jackson rated rookie. Pretty good condition. It off center is barely a little bit left to right, but cool Bo Jackson rookie. Here's the 86 Topps Traded Bo Jackson. Pretty cool one. Again, off center a little bit left to right, but definitely off center top to bottom on the back there. But cool looking Bo rookie. Here's 1985 Fleer Kirby Puckett. Cool one that I didn't already have, so it's a nice one. Here's an 83 Donruss Gwynn rookie. That one, I'd say off center, top to bottom. Quite a bit of white showing at the bottom there. Which you can also see in the back. Off center, top to bottom, but nice looking card. Here's an 83 Fleer Gwynn rookie. This one off center, left to right. Cool card. So I grabbed most of those rookies and other guys off the table that I wanted at that point. And then I continued flipping through the Trout box, and I found a lot of second-year Trouts in that Trout box. And so I said, are these Trouts $1 a piece too? Because he told me all of them in the box were $1, and he was like, oh yeah, those 2012s, I'm sorry, those 2012s are going to be a bit more, and which makes sense. I just wanted to make sure that he wasn't giving those away for $1 too. So I went ahead and grabbed some of those. And so the first one here is a 2012 update Trout. This is the one that I had the photo variation of in my previous video at the All-Star game. So yeah, as you can see, that he's just just Trout batting in this one, but yeah, you can see his patch here, which I mentioned in the last video, and obviously it says All-Star game here, so you know he's in the All-Star game. But I like that photo variation because it makes it a little more clear that they're at the All-Star game. And this is a 2012 Topps Mini. It's the Mini Trout there. And this one actually has quite a bit of value, which I already have a few of these, but hadn't really looked up the value in a while. And so when I got home and looked this one up, this one actually sells from like 40 to 50. So kind of an unexpected value, but it's a really cool looking Trout, second year Trout insert. So cool Future Stars Trout Mini. Next is a 2012 opening day Mike Trout. This one's pretty cool. This one sells anywhere from about $5 to $10. Pretty cool one. And this next one looks the same, but this is the 2012 Topps Mike Trout instead of opening day. And this one sells right around $10, maybe 10 to 15. But yeah, I made sure to get these about a year ago, right before the 2021 season, when the Mike Trout rookies went way up in value. These 2012s obviously increased in value as well, as people couldn't afford the Trout rookie any longer. They were starting to buy up these 2012s, second year Trouts. So I went ahead and grabbed these. And I kind of question those Trout rookies going up so much in value. It kind of felt like somebody was kind of trying to manipulate the market. There was like, it seemed like they were all kind of selling at the normal price, and then there was like one sale that was much higher, and then they jumped, and then all the next sales were higher. So here's a 2012 Bowman Platinum Mike Trout. It's just the base. Pretty neat. And then the next one's also a 2012 Bowman Platinum, but this one's gold. It's a cool one. And the next one's probably the biggest one that I got. This is 2012 Topps Mike Trout Gold. So yeah, as you can see, it's serial numbered out of 2012 on the back there. And I think you mentioned this when I was asking prices on there. I think you mentioned towards like 50 or 60 on this one. But I was looking this one up before I made this video, and I think the most recent gold that sold for 175. So this one I got a pretty good deal on. And it's, the other thing is, a lot of times on the golds, you'll see like a lot of chipping on the edge and corners, but there's not a lot on this one. There is, I think you can see it, that small chip right on that top edge. But other than that, this one looks great. The sleeve on the inside has a little bit of a wrinkle to that there, so that's not necessarily on the card there, but that's a nice one. That was one I was excited to grab. So I grabbed all those cards, and he had given me a price for all of those of about 100. I can't remember. It was about $140, I think, on those, which is, I think, a pretty good deal. And so he had another card sitting on the table that I had been kind of looking at as I was picking these ones out, and but I was kind of trying to decide if I wanted to get it or not. And so I said, well, what would you do on this card? And this is the card I was looking at. It's the 2019 Topps Update Vlad Guerrero Jr. This is the photo variation SP. So a pretty cool one. And yeah, he had this $100 price on it. And so I said, well, what can you do on this one if I threw that one in as well? And he was like, oh, that one's $100. And I was like, yeah, but what if I added it to all the ones I'm already getting? Because I was just kind of asking for a little bit of a discount since I was buying so many cards. And so the guy thought about it for a minute, and he's like, well, I think the best I could do on that one is 80. So I went ahead and added this one. Add this one to my pile as well. And the guy didn't really want to get rid of this one. As I was buying it, he was mentioning that he didn't really want to get rid of it and may have to go pick up another one. So, but Vlad obviously started off the year pretty hot this year, and this card had been going way up towards 150. I think around 130 maybe. But he's cooled off a little bit here recently, so I need to look up more recent prices of this card. But I still think I think now, when I looked it up here more recently, I think it was down closer to what I bought it for at 80. I think they were selling for just a little over 80. So, but really neat card. So I was happy to be able to add that one in to my pile as well. So I didn't end up being able just to get one card, but I got a lot of cool ones there. And then the next day, I think it was the next day, my dad and I went down to one of our local card shops. He was just gonna look for some more 62 tops, and so I went with him to go look at the 62 tops down at the local card shop, and in their display there they had this card which kind of caught my eye. So this is the 94 Flair Hot Gloves, Cal Ripken Jr. So I went ahead and grabbed that one, and actually also grabbed a 1989 Bowman complete set that was sealed as well for the Griffey rookie. And I think he gave this one to me. I can't remember if he gave this one to me for $8 or $10, but it seemed like a pretty good price. And these hot glove inserts from the 90s are always still pretty popular and still hold some pretty good value to them. That's one thing I miss about the 90s, collecting in the 90s. We didn't have, the autographs and the relic cards back in the 90s, so all the card companies kind of depended on designing some cool insert sets, and those are what everybody was chasing back then, is some of the rare inserts from the 90s. So yeah, this one was a cool one that I saw on the display, so I had to get that one as well. Awesome. So those are the cards that I picked up back in February. We have had one more recent show, and so I'll show those cards that I picked up in the April card show here in my next video. So like I said, if you guys like this video, make sure that you like the video, subscribe to my channel, and click the bell so that you'll be alerted when I post my next video. Thanks for checking out all these cards, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks.